David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk on a tank undercard. That's possibly next. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I have a problem with this, ladies and gentlemen. I have a problem with this. I'll try and sum this up as fast as I can. The latest word is possibly David Benavidez will be fighting as a co-main event on the Tank versus Frank Martin undercard, as y'all know. That's June 15th. It's a PBC pay-per-view event. It's their first event on Amazon Prime, right? The co-main event it'll be their second, I believe, because we have one coming up soon with this Fondora and Tim Tszyu situation. So this will be the second, I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm kind of like, I'm doing a lot of things at once. But here's my point. The co-main event is rumored so far to possibly be David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Now, will be at 175. For those of you that don't know, Gvozdyk is a Ukrainian guy. He stands at 6'2", 75-inch reach. He resides in California. He's Ukrainian. He's 20 wins, 16 KOs. He only has one loss by knockout, and that's to guess who? Artur Beterbiev. Everybody else had a problem with him. All right. Now, since the Artur Beterbiev fight, I think he fought him in 2019. And there's no shame in that because Artur is on like a 20-plus fight win streak of all KOs. The guy's an animal. We call him General Zod. Since then, Gvozdyk has got back in the saddle. He had a unanimous decision. I forget these guys' names. He had 3 fights since Artur Beterbiev, I know that. And 2 of them, one of them was a TKO. The other one was, his last fight was a knockout. And that was like, who was it? Was it September? Yeah, something around then. But basically, he's back in the saddle. This man could fight. You might not know whether you paid attention or not, and I'm talking to the casuals. Go look him up. David is 6'3". This guy is 6'2". This guy's a natural 175. David, a lot of people believe that he walks around at a heavier weight, especially Canelo. A lot of people will say, hey, man, David is already cutting to make 168. Although that may be true, let him cut. He looks fine in that ring on 168. My point is this. This is a trap fight. I firmly believe that. If this fight goes through, I'll pick David to win this fight. I think he can compete at 175, but I don't think he has to. As long as Canelo Alvarez is still active, he needs to remain at 168. And I'll even go as far as to say this. In the event that David himself comes out and says, you know what? I can't make 168 anymore anyway. It's hard for me. My body's not allowing me. I'm tired now. I'm a lot better at 175. Still, Canelo could pursue that fight. Why? Because he was at 175 already. And he tried to go to cruiserweight already. Well, I'm sorry. He tried to drain a cruiserweight in Badu Jack. But I didn't hear him trying to drain Makabu when Makabu was the WBC champion at cruiserweight. But we ain't going to talk about that. He already went to 175 and had a knockout win against Sergey Kovalev. We're going to forget about that. He picked Bivol over Beterbiev. He thought it was going to be easy work because Bivol didn't look good in his prior fight. And that backfired because Bivol beat Canelo up. So my point with this Benavidez situation, I'm not comfortable with him going to 175 to fight Oleksandr Gvozdyk. You don't need to do that. Remain at 168. Do your thing. Do your thing. Don't let them blindside you with this David Morrell situation. Because guess what? David Morrell is also Canelo's mandatory too. And I forget which sanctioning body. It escapes me. It might be the WBA. But as far as the WBC, David Benavidez is the responsibility to Canelo Alvarez, and he's not doing it. And I can believe his fan base is freezing him, is allowing him to freeze him out until the inevitable happens. These guys eventually lose. Let's not forget, Canelo has losses. And this is not the time. This man, Gvozdyk, although you may not know him, he's a durable man. And he's comfortable at that 175. Okay? He's not that much smaller than David Benavidez. And you maniacs that are justifying what Canelo's doing, shame on you. Shame on you. All I want is for the best fighters to fight the best. And what Canelo's doing is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Y'all are allowing this. This is funny to you. You want to protect this guy so much. The fighters that I support, I want to see them leave, no doubt. I want them to fight everybody in or everywhere, in every direction. In their weight class, clean it up. If you got somebody coming up from a lower weight class, clean them up. If you're going to move up, clean that up. I want the fighters that I support to leave, no doubt. Canelo fans, they don't want that. This is the most strange thing I've ever seen. But this is the era we live in. They're doing the same thing with Tank Davis. I've never seen so many excuses make that. A lot of these excuses Tank never said. The weight situation. I didn't hear him say that Devin's too big. Did he say that? If he said it, drop me the link. I would like to read it because so much has been said. I don't know what. Sometimes I don't know who said what. I know Coach Cal and Coach Kenny have said a lot of things. And then Tank got on his social media and says, yo, everyone's happy with the money. They need to shut the F up. Something to that effect. In essence, he was telling his team, be quiet. Because a lot of things they are saying are making them look ridiculous. But not to swerve off topic, but it's all relevant because this is the era of boxing. This young man is going to be forced to move up because Canelo is refusing to do his job. You're undisputed champion. You have 4 belts. You have 4 responsibilities. Right now, you have 2 mandatories. And you chose Jaime Munguia. And I'm not mad at Jaime Munguia. But David Benavidez has been your mandatory for too long. And you're refusing to do it. I'll now tell you that he don't have to do what we want him to do. He could do what he wants. He said that. Only thing that Benavidez brings to him is an extra 25 pounds. Well, I'm sorry. Cruiserweights are heavier than light heavyweights. I'm sorry. How heavy was you when you fought Amir Khan? When you brought him up from welterweight to 160? How heavy was you, Canelo? Nobody asked how big he was. But I know, yeah, Devin Haney stepped on the scale. He was 165 when he fought Regis Prograis. But everyone saying that didn't see a scale. But we had people that was there that saw the scale, but you don't believe them, right? Because Bill be capping and BFTV be capping and we liars and we racist and everything else. You guys are pathetic, man. You guys are pathetic. And this is why the sport is in disarray. And I'm telling you right now, if David Benavidez goes to 175 and has a dogfight with this guy, don't be surprised if Canelo says, okay, now bring him back down to 168 with a hydration clause and we can fight. That's your king. That clown need to retire. Get out the way. Relinquish those belts. You're already going to the Hall of Fame, but get out the way so people could get busy here, man. Bronx on deck. Move!